Okay, this part of the lecture is to introduce how to use Anthropic Console for generating efficient prompts, which is very important, um, particularly from an energy perspective, and also your own time. Because if you're not prompting LLMs properly, not only do you use a huge amount of electricity because the data is just coming out with no control over the number of words or what you're actually getting, but also you're not going to get the responses that you need exactly. And Anthropic Console is a free tool for generating efficient prompts, and it's linked to Claude, and so that you say what you want in the prompt, and then it will generate that prompt, and then it will try it out in Claude, and then Claude will try and improve the response, the prompt, so that you get exactly what you want. There's an API key so that teams can share the same prompts, working on them together, reviewing the results side by side, and they can apparently store their different histories. I haven't tried that though. You can instruct a thinking LLM to use chain of thought analysis if you've got complex tasks. You wouldn't do this on simple tasks, but you know, if you've got a mathematical problem, you may want to break it down into structured inferential steps, that one step logically precedes the next logical step, etc., etc. So it can do that as well. There's a sort of tick box in the generator prompt dashboard. So the dashboard looks like that. I'm only going to show the generator prompt. And you can see prompts that I've done previously in February, June. I was using it to generate slides for prompt engineering. This is a different set of lectures, not this one, a separate set. Okay, so this is the sort of thing you do. You just put what you want in 5 lines or so into the generator prompt. You either tick or don't the thinking box. Remember, thinking models use a lot more tokens, and well, that matters if you're one of these pay-as-you-go users. So this is the output. It was 5 lines for the request, and 4 pages here of the prompt that I got. Very specific. It corrected my typo with left the T out, the P out, but it spotted that. And it's asking for resources, and when you try out the prompt, you can put in those resources and steps of the tasks. Read the provided resources, identify the concepts, summarize the main points, create explanations, and this is how you're going to structure your response. You're going to give an explanation, what is context engineering here? You're going to give 3 main key takeaways. I shortened that bit just to get it on the slide. I actually asked for 3 key takeaways, and then a practical application. So that's how you're going to get the response. And then making sure that the language is right. I don't want any technical coding jargon. I want everything to be put in no-coder language. And then I give an example of what a good response will look like. So here's the explanation, just 4 lines. These are 1 line each, the key takeaways, and the practical application is also just very short summary. And then a reminder at the end, don't include any information about coding or programming languages. I don't want that. Your goal is to explain context engineering in a way that resonates with someone who works with mathematical and statistical models but does not code. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So there we are. This is what it looks like at the beginning. And then I tried to run it, and I put in for the resources a YouTube video on context engineering, And for my user background, I just put my website, so you can see my bio there. But this is Claude now doing the response. And as I said before, the web search is not particularly good on Claude. Can't access them, but can provide a comprehensive explanation of context engineering for use for building custom GPTs. And so this is the next step is improving the prompt. And I was doing this a while ago. So I was just using Claude 3.5. Claude 4 hadn't come out at that point. And I said, I want you to improve it by making a set of beamer slides in particular formats, no full stops, medium skips instead. And this lower part, this improving prompt, this was just the 5th step of 6. It did take several minutes, and it used a lot of messages and tokens. So, and then it came out not actually with latex code, but with what could be put into latex code if I carried on. But I stopped at that point because I found it so much better using GPT anyway. I didn't want to use Claude for making the initial sets of the lecture notes. So, but Anthropic Console is very good if you use it in the right way, at least. So I'm going to show you how I use Anthropic Console. Oops, hang on, I've got my lecture notes there. Let's go to Anthropic Console here. Okay, all right. So actually, before I go to Anthropic Console, I think I want to chat to ChatGPT. So let me dictate here. Hello, I want to create a workshop for my students who are postgraduates, and they are taking a module in blockchains and crypto assets. And the lecture will be 2 hours, and it'll be all about blockchains, that first lecture. Just general stuff about blockchains, but I want the workshop to already introduce them to using ChatGPT or another LLM to understand more about blockchains. And I don't know exactly what the task is going to be, but I want you to think about the task and give a good idea for what this workshop should be, and then design the workshop. Okay? And oh dear, I've just given it that instruction. I'm going to have to stop that. I should have just, okay, no, that's fine. I didn't give it the instruction. I don't want to do that. What I do want to do though is now actually, I don't want you to actually do that. I want you to change what I just wrote into a much more efficient and easier to understand language, just like you did earlier in this chat for a different prompt. Okay, now I'll send it. And immediately it's such a wonderful dictation tool. I can go because I do tend to go as many times as I like, and it won't bat an eyelid. Okay, back to console. I'm on this version, I've got 2 versions open. Generate a prompt, here it is. Don't want thinking. There it is. Okay, let's continue. And I'm just going to attach, not much you can attach, is it? But you can attach PDFs, that's fine. I said blockchains, didn't I? So I want to go to different subject. Come out.
So it's got the PDF, and it should be all right reading the PDF. It's getting quite slow because I've been using it a bit too much. PDF notes. And I'm going to take out these addition things because I don't find them very useful. But the rest of this is really great. You know, it's, oh, wait a minute. This is a little bit too long because I've only got 15 minutes. Let's do 5 hands-on session. 30 discussion and reflection, 15. So conclusion. Okay, it'll do that. Sounds good. Let me see if I can. I mean, I quite like that, and I might already, even as it is, just take it straight into ChatGPT because that also can improve it. But let's see what happens when I try to use this all-in-one workspace so that it's going to run it in Claude. It's not quick, is it? Not like ChatGPT. And that's because I'm down the bottom of the queue because I'm a free user. So this is what Claude, and that's free Claude. I actually have a subscription to Claude so that it's faster and I don't come up against this very limited, the rate limit, you know, I can't use it too intensively. Hands-on session, phase 1, scenario assignment and initial research. Oh, it's made it 90 minutes. I said 30 minutes. Claude doesn't override things, but did I not save it? No, I did. Anyway, so generating a prompt for the first attempt is really, really good. And you can dictate into ChatGPT, and then you can take your prompt and then try it out either in Claude, if that's what your subscription of your university is, or your workspace is, or in another large language model. That's it for now.